Okay, so I just watched the Tony Bellew versus David Haye fight, and what can you say? David Haye was the favorite. David Haye came out there trying to drop bombs. He tried to fight similar to like Gennady Golovkin fought Kell Brook, and just was disrespecting the man's power, disrespecting the man's craftiness. I mean, on paper, David Haye is bigger, taller, faster, stronger, with a lot more skill, a lot more ring generalship. So you sort of expected this to be a walkthrough. I thought Bellew was getting knocked out. If you're not from where he's from, you thought he was getting knocked out, and all the boxing world thought he was getting knocked out. I didn't even think he'd make it past the 10th round. A lot of people are going to go and say, okay, well, Hay hurt himself, and that's the reason Bellew won, but Hay was not dominating in that fight. In fact, if anything, before he hurt himself, I actually had the fight in Bellew's favor, 3 rounds to 2. So, with that said, where does Tony Bellew go from here? I mean, if you're Tony Bellew, you're talking big. You're talking big, and you should be talking big. The world was against you, and you went out and you shut the world up. Mm, Judging by his style, now I still think his days are numbered at cruiserweight. I just don't think he's got the speed, the power to deal with those guys. But hey, I can be wrong because I thought David Haye would shut him up. With that said, he went out and decided to call out Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder is a flawed champion. He's a flawed champion. Deontay Wilder has probably the worst boxing skills amongst any champion I've seen in a good while in the heavyweight division. As far as his boxing skills go, I think you'd really have to dig back to find somebody who I thought was like just totally undeserving because he doesn't really have any boxing skills at all. He really can't throw a real good punch either. They loop too long. He's wide open for little jabs down the middle. He's kind of thin, so he can't really use his body to push people away. With that said, Deontay Wilder has the best right hand I've ever seen in boxing. That's including Mike Tyson. That's including whoever you want to throw in there. Most of the time, you see a heavyweight fight. It's a combination of punches, and then finally, a couple too many big punches hit a guy and he goes down. Wilder one punch hits the guy and he goes down. Take his last fight with Gerald Washington. Washington was doing a masterclass in there. He got hit one good time and it was over with. When I first saw that fight and the ref came in to stop it, I was thinking, hey, well, that's an early stoppage. When I looked at the replay, Washington was wandering around the ring, stumbling. The ref had to grab him after he stopped the fight because he was on his way down. He didn't know where he was at. I did not think that Tony Bellew should go out and fight Deontay Wilder. I do think he will get knocked out. While he's got a whole lot of boxing skill, Hay was catching him. Hay was catching him here and there. All it takes is one from Wilder. But with that said, hats off to Tony Bellew. I think he fought really good. And I mean, hey, the guy beat Adonis Creed, and he was trained by Rocky Balboa. We should have guessed he would have beat David Haye. You guys have a great one.